And now we're going to take the model that we have developed and apply this model to predict forecast for the holdout sample. Holdout sample is starting from 2009, which is January 2009 is here, all the way till December 2010, and I've already assembled those values right here. Okay, 2009 through December 2010. So the period, month number, and then the price of unleaded gas. Okay, our estimation equation is so this is our forecasting equation. So that means we have to set up data for L1 unleaded. So let's see. So it's backwards here. L1 unleaded. We'll copy it from there. And L1 crude. And then we need L1 unemployment, and then L1 housing. So these are the data that we want from the holdout sample. So let's get those values. Okay, now let's assemble the data. So January 2009. Okay, we want L1 unleaded. Okay, so let's equal to L1 unleaded is right here in column AP, and we want the first observation from the holdout sample, which is January 2009. So that's AP 179. So that is unleaded. So L1 crude and L1 employment are right adjacent to this, so we can copy like that. So you get AQ, AP, AQ, and AR. And then L1 housing is in column, you see AV is L1 housing, so we can just simply type AV 179. Okay, so that gives us the data for the first row of the holdout sample. Now copy that, so we get the entire sample setup. Now forecast is so here is the forecast equation. So we start with y-intercept, and then we've already assembled the beta coefficients properly. So we start with the y-intercept that has to be absolute referenced. Okay, plus we want to multiply each coefficient with the corresponding x value from this row and add them up. So that will be a sum product. So we do a sum product of the coefficients, these 4 coefficients. And these 4 coefficients must always come from that row, so we need to absolute reference that. And then the 4 values right there. Okay, close. And that's the forecast for the first row of the holdout sample. Okay, so now we copy that. So now we have the forecasts. Let's put the border back down here. Okay, so now we are ready to set up the error measures. So first is mean error. So I have mean error as the function. Okay, then unleaded, so that's our actual value, and the forecast range is in column H. So close parenthesis and enter, so you get mean error of 48.9. Okay, next is MAPE, so we go MAE, okay, and then the range, the actual and the forecast. So you get 48.92. And then we have MAPE, okay, and you get 19% error. Okay, so we started out with 8 variables, narrowed it down to 6, and we ran the variable selection methodologies with those 6 variables, and we came down to 4. And with those 4 variable model, with the 4 variable model, we've done the forecast, and the accuracy measures are these, and with almost 20% MAPE, it looks like this model needs some tinkering. You want the MAPE to be much lower than this, so we're going to look at other approaches in the next few videos.